Directorate of Public Relations of the Australian Army presents War Correspondent. Your name is Mike McCann. You're a war correspondent. For the people of this atomic time who know that peace belongs only to the prepared, you tell these stories of the Australian Army on active service. Your name is Mike McCann, war correspondent.
I'm Mike McCann. There were very few Australians on the home front in the grim days of 1942 who knew of the hit-run war, the guerrilla campaign being fought without quarter on the island of Timor off the northwest coast of Australia. And yet, ranging over the mountain peaks on Timor were well-trained and well-organized Australian fighters of our independent companies, who so worried the Japanese High Command that the crack 48th Japanese Division was sent there to add 15,000 reinforcements to the 6,000 Japanese landed to garrison Timor. With the exceptions of the Australians in Papua who were pushed back nearly to Port Moresby, but never pushed into the sea, those Australian commando-type fighters on Timor were the only troops southeast of India who never surrendered to the Japanese, and who continued to harry and destroy the Japanese invaders until ordered to evacuate. For 13 months, the Australian 2nd Secondary from other units killed about 1,500 Japanese in guerrilla operations for the loss of 40 men. They operated on mountain flanks, ambushing the enemy, making swift and deadly raids, and continually sniping. They kept on the move as the Japanese hunted them here and hunted them there. They used loyal natives in their operations, and were supported by airdrops from Darwin and by seaborne supplies. To the Japanese, they became a legendary will-o'-the-wisp force. And the story I'm about to tell you here is of one of the many clashes the guerrillas had with the Japanese. The Australians came to know it as the Battle of Glano River.
Hey, Bert, come across here and get a load of this.
Well, that's really a sight, isn't it?
25 of them. I counted them.
There's no need to whisper. They won't hear us. And so they're a good 3 miles off. We'd be 3,000 feet above sea level.
Oh, yeah. It's just the picture they make. 25 warships. Like models on a blue tablecloth. Battleships. 1, 2, 3, 4 aircraft carriers. Quite a fleet, eh, Bert?
Depends whose it is. If they're Yank warships, they're certainly a sight. If they're Japs, well, I hope they sink. Yeah, there's nothing we can do about them anyway.
No. Just watch them steam past the Timor coast. Destroyers keep good formation. 3 arrowheads of them. I wish we could do
Wishing isn't going to get any Japs killed. Come on now, back to our posse over the road. We're after a Jap road convoy, not a fleet of warships.
Yeah. But it's funny just to think that out there, everything is spit and polish. Brass shined up, engines working smooth as silk, thousands of men aboard. I bet not one of them had guessed that up here in these mountains there's a band of Aussies, beards and all, spread out in the bush above a road, waiting for a Jap convoy to come along and be done over.
Come out of your trance. We got a job to do. Come on. Now, here's the posse. Yeah, may as well make ourselves comfortable till they come along. This is a sweet setup. The first truck runs over the booby trap down there in the center of the road. The rest of the Jap trucks jam up in the cutting behind when we blow the leading vehicle. And we pour it into the Japs. Do them over like a crumb cutlet.
That's provided there aren't too many trucks.
Yeah, there'll be the usual 4. We can cover them all from here.
Yeah. She looks all right lined up through the sights. One magazine should do it.
And keep your grenades handy. As soon as the leading truck goes up, we'll knock off the drivers in each of the other trucks. Then sling in a few grenades. Now, you remember the drill? I take the 2 first trucks, and you take the 2 at the end of the convoy.
Yeah. I suppose there's Japs driving along this road now, talking about their girlfriends back in Japan, or about how sake's hard to get, or something like that, eh? Not imagining for a moment what's waiting for them along the track.
Don't kid yourself. The Japs are right on their toes. They know we're around these parts. And they know the Japs they find dead along the track didn't die from old age. Hey, shh! Listen.
I can't hear anything.
Keep quiet, and you will. You hear it now?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the convoy.
Okay, get set. As soon as that first truck hits that landmine, open up.
Sounds like a lot.
We'll soon see. Here comes the first one round the bend. Any time now. Any time. It's passed over the landmine. It didn't explode. Ah, what?
There goes the second. And the third.
Ah, hell. We'll get this last one anyway. We'll whack him up amongst us. One Jap truck less anyway.
Better get out. The others might come back.
Yeah, not them. I'm going down to get that booby trap, see what's wrong with it. We don't want that happening again. You keep me covered while I dig it out. Then we'll get back to headquarters. Cripes, me ears are starting to burn already. So that's the way it was, sir. The firing mechanism in the landmine went on the blink, and the ambush was a blue duck. We got the 3 Japs in the last truck and burnt the vehicle.
Might have been better to let them all go through when the mine failed. However, that's a lesson learned. Now, there's another job on, and I want you 2 chaps in on it. The natives have told us that the Japanese are being reinforced in Dili, and they're moving out along the roads to the west. And you know what that means.
Moving closer to us, sir.
Not close enough to be a menace, but we don't want to shift our headquarters just yet. So I think we might try to change Nippon's mind. If the Japs are coming up the road towards our area, then I think we should go and meet them. If we can hit them from the north of the road, we're going to confuse them about our whereabouts, and they're likely then to go off on another track. We'll take Brens and Tommy guns, and here's what we'll do.
It's about the place the Major said.
Dark enough to be anywhere. All I can see are the hill ridges on either side of us.
Yeah, that's right. He said to stay in the bottom of the valley near that Portuguese house. And that looks like the house he meant up ahead of us.
Yeah. Where's the road, then?
You can't see it in the dark, but if we're in the right place, the road's running around that hill flank above us.
That means the Japs will have the drop on us if they get on that road and us down here in the valley.
Could be. On the other hand, you could catch your death of cold sleeping out here in the open. Relax, Norm. There's no Japs up there. Hey, what's that?
Trucks coming. They'll be Jap trucks. There they are. See their headlights? They're stopping.
We're in the right place, all right. That's the road above us. Yeah, better get some sleep.
They've stopped up there, Bert.
Fine. We know where they are, but they don't know we're here. Remember what the Major said. We'll take them on in the morning. How did you sleep, Norm?
With one eye open.
It wasn't the way I saw you. Both eyes closed and snoring. Japs are up and about too. Got their fires going for the rice. Half their luck. Coal rations for us. And we got a rendezvous with the boys. That looks like the ridge we got to climb to, and that one up there above the road. See it? A bare one.
Yeah, that's it, all right. Bare as a badger it is, too.
But overlooks the road where those Japs are. Good timing, eh? Now we better get moving before the Japs decide to move off and spoil our fun. Nearly there, mate.
About time, too. I don't fancy this climbing on a cold breakfast.
Never mind. Major's got something hot and tasty on the menu. Yeah, there he is, further along the ridge. He's seen us. He's waving us down. Come on. Let's give the boots a rest. There's a bit of shelter behind these trees.
There's not too much cover up here, Bert.
Yeah, there's enough. They can't see us, but we can see them. Yeah, look at them down there. Get your binoculars onto them. We want to see which way they're moving.
Yeah. I got the glasses onto them.
Well, now take the glasses away and you'll see them more clearly. They're dinkum. These binoculars are fogged up so much in this climate that they're worse than useless.
They certainly weren't built for heat and humidity. I got mine properly focused now. Yeah, they're infantry, Jap infantry from Delhi. A couple of the old units are there, and there are some new ones, too. The new ones have got the mortars.
All I can make out is that the trucks are Toyota. Must be getting more transport onto the island now. I can see better without the glasses. Hey, what's going on here?
Struth, we're quite a native army. 50 or 60 of the natives from that village back behind the ridge have come up to give us a hand. Plenty of spears and bows and arrows among them. Shh, boys. Noise, no. Japan here.
You speak the language like a native. Give them a sign to sit down.
That's what I'm doing, but they keep crowding up behind us. The Japs are a moral certainty to spot us with all these warriors lined up behind us on the ridge. Keep down, you chocolate soldiers. That's right. Just sit quietly and watch the little yellow men down there. Be careful where you point those spears. Yeah, Jake, now, Bert. They'll sit quiet.
Not for long, though. You see what I see?
Japs are lining up along the road. How many do you make it?
Rough check, say 150 of them.
Yeah, that's about it. There's an officer giving him a pep talk.
You'll note he's pointing his sword in our direction.
Yes, too. They're onto us, Bert.
Blind if they weren't. An officer's giving him the battle plan. Look, he's divided them into two parties.
This is going to be interesting. Pity we can't stay and watch.
We can watch for a while, anyway. Look, half of them are headed straight up the hill. They're making for us, keeping behind cover. Dear, oh dear, they're getting nasty. Rigging up a mortar. Here, hold on to your hat.
Watch these natives scatter when the first one lands. Hey, where's the other party going?
That's the question we'd like answered. Just at the moment, I'm interested in these Japs with a mortar. Not even close. And our native army's still with us, Norm?
Yeah. They won't move until we do. I guess we can't lose face by moving. Looks like we're stuck on this ridge.
The Australian guerrillas faced this attack as they'd faced many in the past, and coolly they watched from their vantage point on the ridge to see the effect of the Japanese plan. The country was too steep and irregular for effective mortar fire, and so, moving onto a nearby ridge where the timber and scrub cover was better, the Australians and the native warriors who had joined them uninvited took up positions to watch and to wait. Most of the mortar bombs were landing beyond the narrow ridge on which the Australians lay, so there was no great fear of casualties from the bombardment. But our men knew that the Japanese were moving around between their mounted position and the guerrilla headquarters, and that could place the Australians in a serious plight. However, not knowing where the other half of the Japanese force had deployed to, the guerrillas stayed on the ridge until dusk fell, and the Jap force that had been mortaring them closed down for the night, and the Australians, too, slept.
Rise and shine, Norm.
What?
A new day. New sensations to be enjoyed.
The only sensation I have when you shake me like that is of deep hate, like a lie.
Save it for the Japs, of whom at this moment I can see plenty.
What are they doing?
Stuffing themselves with rice, in preparation, no doubt, for a determined attempt to cut short our young lives. Oh, here comes the Major.
Morning, chaps. Sleep well?
The Japs didn't disturb us anyway, sir.
No, but they soon will. It's obvious they're going to start bright and early to move up onto this ridge. The other half of their force is distributed around the road to give us the chop as we move down, but I think we can upset their calculations. Some of them moved onto that nearby spur during the night, so we'll move quietly down until we're above the road, and instead of them ambushing us somewhere along the track, we'll do the same for them. The natives have told us that the Japanese are reconstructing that crossing over the Glano River, the one we blew the other day. Other Japanese are looting native huts in the Glano River area, so we can expect some enemy traffic along the road. Well, let's get cracking before the nips move.
Right, sir.
Sounds a complicated affair to me.
Nothing complicated about it. The Japs are patrolling the road below this ridge, so we can't escape when their mates come up and drive us off the ridge.
Yeah.
Only thing is, we don't wait to be driven off. We move off now and creep down to the road and do over any Japs we find there. Simple, isn't it?
Yeah, provided it works out like that.
There's only one way to find out. Come on, let's do as the Major says. Put your glasses onto the ridge we left, Norm. See anything up there yet?
I'm having a look. Yeah, plenty of them too. They're spread out along the ridge, right along it. What about these ones we're supposed to see coming along this road? We've been here for hours. Not a Jap have we seen.
We'll see, son. Don't you worry about that. Too many around this neck of the woods at present for us to miss. Just be patient. You wait till those native boys give us a high sign that the Japs are on their way.
Are you sure those native boys were clear about what we wanted?
Sure, they were clear. As soon as they see a Jap, they give us the drum in time to slip into our ambush positions.
I hope you're right. Hey, here comes one now at full belt down the road.
Japan, Japan!
They understood all right. Look, the Japs are right on his hammer.
Come on, get out of this. Oh, brother, was that too close?
Plenty of warning.
Don't rub it in, mate. So we didn't get any warning. So the ambush was a schmozzle. So, as the Major'd say, we'll learn another lesson. In the future, we don't rely on all native scouts. I'll tell you something. By the time we've finished in Timor, we'll know more about guerrilla fighting than those instructors we had back in Aussie ever heard of.
Well, chaps, that's another lesson learned. Now, we haven't had much luck so far in this action, but our luck must change soon. We must hit the enemy before he moves out of this valley, and here's what I propose. The Japanese must go out of the valley by road, and it appears to me they must use the road through the Glano River crossing. So that's where we'll take up an ambush position, and this time we'll see if luck is with us. All right. Make your way to this point marked here as ambush position on the map. It overlooks the crossing and should give us a good field of fire onto any Japanese moving into the area.
Looks like we're out of that luck the Major hoped we'd have. No Japs.
Yeah, they might have pulled out before we reached here. Hey, someone's coming down the road. You set?
Sure. Relax. It's one of our blokes. One of our sappers bringing ammunition along on a pony. Hey, 4 hours we wait here. And all we see is one of our own blokes strolling along, happy as a lark, leading a pony.
Yeah.
What a way to fight a war.
No, look.
A Jap.
Yeah, he's walking down onto the road and our bloke doesn't know he's there. I can't fire. I'll hit our bloke. He's seen him.
Yeah, and the Jap's seen him. They both dive for cover. No, the Jap's running.
Let him keep coming and I'll drop him.
Our bloke beat you to it. Dropped him on the wing. Oh, he has it. The Jap's got some mates. Look at him coming down from the scrub.
Hold your fire. Our bloke's got his bren rigged. He can take care of this.
Yeah, you're right. He's bowled some of them over. And the others are making off down the road. Ooh, nice shooting. A couple more Indians bit the dust.
Listen. There's a truck coming up the road behind him. Let's get down and back him up.
No, we'd be too late. There it is. But he's onto it.
You can say that again. He's giving it to him from the hip. Over she goes!
Right over the embankment. And now we better get right off that road.
He's going.
And we might do the same, too. If there are any Japs around, they'll be flocking up here with their tongues out. Any minute from now, this is going to be the unhealthiest place on Timor.
You don't have to be Einstein to work that out. Come on, let's get away from the road. Didn't take him long to... Hey! The Jap walked right out of the scrub. I just managed to squeeze one off from the hip. It was him or me, and he got the biggest surprise.
Wait a sec. Have a boat peep through those bushes and see who's due for a surprise.
Japs everywhere. We've run right into the main body of them, mate. Well, let's get some of them anyway.
They don't know where we are yet, Bert.
They will any time now, though.
Looks like tough luck for us, then.
Let's move and talk later.
Have a look behind you. The only way we can get out now is up a wall. And we can't get out. The only thing to do is shoot it out.
There are too many, Norm. We've knocked over half a dozen. If we keep on firing, they must locate us. The only thing we can do is to keep under this cover here and lie quiet. I reckon we've gone.
If the Japs walk across here, we're done.
Yeah, that's right. But we got to take the chance. We lie in this bit of a ditch, and those bushes should keep us hidden.
Wait till I have a gig through the bushes. No. No, they're not looking over this way. The bush all around them, it looks like they've no idea where we were firing from. Maybe they think we've pulled out now.
Yeah, that's our only chance.
Hey, Bert.
Yeah?
Get your Bren ready. There's 2 Japs walking across this way.
Are they onto us?
I don't know. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, does it? They're carrying their rifles at the ready.
Okay. I've got the Bren cocked.
Good. Don't use it until we see just what they're up to. Still coming.
Yeah, I see them now.
That to happen again.
Yeah. I could have sworn they were both looking through the bushes right at us. Where are they now?
They're moving around the bush. Apparently checking over the perimeter.
They're not going to camp here.
That's how it's shaping. Looks to me like they're going to set up their company headquarters here. Officers strutting around with swords on their belts. Couple of field phones in. Yeah. I'd say that's what it is. A company headquarters.
What a place to pick to go to ground in. Beside a Jap headquarters. This is going to be lovely.
Yeah. And nothing we can do but sweat it out.
How long have we been here now, Norm?
12 hours.
No sign of them shifting yet?
Not a peep. Last time I looked, I could have sworn they'd settled in here for the duration. Hey, Bert. The birds have flown. The Japs have moved out.
You sure?
I'm certain that clearing is as clean as a whistle.
Shh! What's that noise?
Australia! Australia!
Australia, boys! Put down your spears!
Oh, well, that's right. If I hadn't noticed those native boys, then we'd have each had a spear in the back. Will you look at them grinning? Great joke for them, eh?
Yeah. I'm having hysterics myself.
Looks like they thought we were wounded Japs and they've come in to give us the treatment. Come on. Sooner we get back to the rest of the boys, the happier I'll feel.
It goes for me, too. I've had enough solitude in the last 12 hours to last me a lifetime. You know, Norm, I'm almost enjoying lying here under these Jap shells. It's a pleasant change after that spell down there by the Japs.
Yeah, I know how you feel. There's such a thing as carrying this guerrilla warfare too far. I'm quite content to be lying here with that Jap moving into my sights. See what I mean? Down he goes. The way we're bowling him over now, that change of luck has arrived. And about time.
These Australian guerrillas remained on the ridges around that valley above the Glano River until the Japanese gave up the attempt to penetrate further into the territory. 40 Japanese were killed there by our men with no loss to themselves. Unorthodox fighting it may have been, but effective. It was warfare on a small scale in Timor that tied up close to 30,000 enemy troops at a time when the Japanese needed them badly.
War Correspondent, recorded by Robert Peach Productions, is presented for your entertainment by the Australian Army's Directorate of Public Relations.